Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. The division series are set. We're going out east. We're going out west. We're going to break all of it down for you. Let's talk ball. Phillies, Dodgers, finally. Oh, Chris Sanchez.
You're lefty right now? I mean, me, Homer.
Don't leave it up. Don't leave it up. Hello and welcome to Talkin' Baseball. We are in the throes of it now. It's October 3rd. The division series are set. We are going to tee them all up for you while also giving our snaps to the Cubbies, to the Tigres, and how about them Yanks? And Talkin' Baseball is presented by SeatGeek. Use code JMPlayoffs for 10% off your playoff tickets if your team is still in it. I made a funny joke on Talkin' Yanks last night. Maybe I'll mention that. And our presenting sponsor this postseason is T-Mobile, the presenting sponsor of Talkin' Baseball. However you stream the game, checking stats on the road, ballpark perks with the magenta status, T-Mobile has you covered. Head over to T-Mobile.com/network. Coach Trev, how are you doing? I think people can notice the natural pep in my step today. How are you?
I'm doing fine. Look, I love ball. I love good ball. We saw some of it, and we're going to get more of it, so I'm excited about that. I'm not looking forward to hearing you talk about the Yankees at all. I've just established it's fine. I can say it now. For this season, I'm out on the Yankees. You guys have the Yankees. We got enough Yankee people.
Thank you.
So I'm announcing my Blue Jays fandom for this series.
And that's fine. Toronto, Trev, I think the people are ready for that.
I met a bunch of Canadians yesterday, just so you know. I'm at SoFi. Tough one for me there. It just hasn't gone well for my sports lately. But the Colorado Avalanche stroll into the tailgate where we were at, the whole team, because Stan Kroenke owns.
How are you doing? Because when there's other alphas around, sometimes you get nervous for a second.
Walked right up to him. I said, those are hockey guys. I was like, hockey guys and baseball players were like buds. Walked right up to him, man. Wedgwood, their goalie. Me and him chopping it up.
You're talking to the goalie?
He's a stud. No, I was talking to everybody, man. I had the guys, though, report some shots. I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, because they were all Canadian. That's
Canadian.
Me.
Toronto, Trev. You've got a little Canadian energy. You're a chiller. French. You're French influence. Canadian. That's right.
I love Canadian bacon too.
On
Do you even know what that is?
Trev.
I think it's just ham. I don't know.
I don't really know. That's kind of why I dodged it.
It's totally just ham.
Just ham?
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's circular though.
What a world. People, let's spend the first couple minutes. We are going to give our flowers to the teams that moved on, because the last time we talked to you, we didn't know what 3-team season would end, which 3 teams would move on. But this episode is primarily teeing up the upcoming series. So we will get into all of those coming up. We finally get Phillies, Dodgers that's been requested, the way the Blue Jays have played this year, Cal Scoobs, and then Pat Murphy, Craig Counsell. It's always been a managerial program. And Trev, as I just revealed there, and I guess let's mini Cron Pod this to get started. Detroit, Cleveland. I honestly, I mean, hey, 1-1 heading into the 7th, as it was in every game this series, by the way. The Tigers end up putting together the rally that closes the doors on this series. 5-run inning, I believe. Gaddis. These teams so familiar with each other. The Tigers had been so depleted of hits. This was the first game they scored 5 runs since, I think, September 10th against the Yankees, that they, for now, dodge blowing the 15.5 game lead, one of the worst divisional lead ever blown, to come back, take 2 in Cleveland, and they're going to move on to Seattle.
Yeah, I don't think that matters whatsoever anymore. And show that didn't matter in this series. Once the playoffs started, they put it behind them. Tarek Skubal starting game 1 really helps that aspect out. But look, they made the plays when they needed to make the plays. A couple like defensive plays by Will Vest. That was not on my bingo card for this series. Him gunning out Ramirez at second base. Ramirez thrown out 3 times. Dingler with a unbelievable catch and throw to get him stealing 2. And then finally the offense breaks open. Dingler with the homer as well. I believe that was top 6 where he put him ahead. So this play right here, Vest loses it in the right field bleachers. It's like bright as can be out there. You can't really tell from this video. There you go. But making that throw, former shortstop, obviously, but still to have, to be cool, calm, and collected and just hammer that throw was, it's a huge play in the game, dude.
Yeah, man. And even for infielders, sometimes if it's not the stuff you practice, and depending what's going on the field and the angle, it's where baseball gets tricky quick. That for pitchers, we give a lot of them a pass, and a lot of them are these big 6'5", 240 oafs that don't move like a shortstop that will vest in that moment. A massive play in that game, a massive play in game 1. And yeah, the Tigers win 6-3. They're going on to Seattle that we're going to talk about in a minute. And yeah, that last final inning, they just had, or that 7th inning, where they put up the 4 runs, it was just past the baton, and you could feel I keep saying the blood in the water. That's what it felt like. And these 2 divisional teams knowing each other's bullpen so well, and the 3-game series where you see everyone, it just felt like it felt like the dam broke. It was going to break for one of these teams. And dude, I genuinely think, I know it's a corny sports-ish things. Shout out to sports-ish. If these teams played 10 times, probably 5-5. If these teams played 50 times, 25-25. Like, these teams are same as same.
Yeah, I think that's what it came down to, really. Chris Rose pointed this out to me. He said they saw Hunter Gaddis 7 times in the last 17 days. Like, crazy. That's not good for a reliever. It's good for an offense. So, they played so much against each other. They have to be sick of playing against each other. And now they don't have to anymore.
Yeah, I think that's a sneaky back to old school baseball, like when teams really only use 2 or 3 relievers, that in old playoff series, like, okay, it's your 3rd time seeing Mike Timlin. You might get some good hacks off him today. What a career. Go look at Mike Timlin's baseball reference when you get a chance. Close to 20 seasons, saved a lot. Anyways, I guess any au revoir to Cleveland. They have an incredible comeback. Vogt obviously mentions how brutal it is in that clubhouse to do the whole thing to get home field to win the division and go out like that. And 2 1 p.m. playoff games. That's kind of tough.
It's tough. We're going to be saying the same thing about Cleveland next year. They're going to have a win projection of in the low 80s. We're going to hammer the over. Hopefully DeLauder's up there and he changes the offense. Bazana's up there. He changes the offense. And we start to see a little bit more well-rounded team because I was about to say they're not too far off from the Brewers. They are very far off from the Brewers.
How about sign 2 free agents who can hit?
Yeah, that's like, if you go get some offensive help, you can put yourself in the category of those teams, defensive first, pitch first, but you got some dudes that can still swing. They don't have that, man. Besides Jose Ramirez, it's just nil. So like hopefully those guys can do it. They get it from within. Maybe they go and trade for somebody. They have some pitching they could trade. So like they're not going to sign free agents, Jake. They're just not.
I know,
but trade for them.
They can. They signed Paul Sewald to like a 1-year, $8 million deal. Go sign a left fielder. Anyways, Tigers.
Matt Vierling.
Tigers, speaking of. We'll talk more about you in a second. Trev, the other one that we'll spend a couple minutes on, or I'd love to get your Yankee Sox thoughts. Padres, Cubbies. Man, another dominant pitching performance. I guess I was trying to find a better word for it, but the Cubs win 3-1 to take the series 2-1. Jameson Taillon, as we're looking for 1-inning performances, don't forget what he did in this game. And also, Trev, I'm excited to talk about Dansby Swanson, man, because going back to 21-22 when we were doing all JM and best shortstops in the game, I would kind of throw my hand up for Dansby because his defense is game-changing. His defense was series-changing throughout these 3 games, and especially on this final game.
Yeah, I mean, he just every time they thought they had something going offensively, there's this guy just knocking the ball down. And I told Chris this too. Sometimes it feels like when the team is playing defense like this, because it wasn't just Dansby, but obviously he made a bunch of good plays. It feels like there's 15 people out there and you're never going to get a hit. It's like I got to hit a homer or I'm going to get out. And that's a bad spot to be in offensively. You start to put pressure on yourself, start to change up the way you approach the game. And that's why, I think defense, like an emphasis on defense in today's game can really, really change things. We saw with the Cubs here.
And the other thing that gets talked about or will be talked about a lot at the end of this game, hey, Jackson Merrill steps up, solo homer, 3-1. Okay. Xander, season on the line, 9th inning Wrigley. Xander Bogaerts takes a full count pitch that was low. And as baseball moves on, and this is the only part I don't like with baseball dangling out our new technology and tricks, because it's worked well for them, right? Like, oh, we want ABS. We've seen it in spring training. It works. I just saw a playoff game potentially get altered when I know we have the technology probably already set up at Wrigley that could have potentially extended the Padres season fairly. That inning goes on, 2 hit by pitches, Cronenworth out by a half step at a play on first. That I don't know how it ends. There could have been a double play ball the next batter instead, and it would have ended instantly. That's not how baseball works. But man, that was tough for Padres fans to watch, and the players almost started a brawl with the umps on the way out.
Jose Iglesias is ready to throw hands there. That play right there, can we freeze it on Mike right here? Like, he did such a good job, because if you're at first base and there's a close play, Cronenworth's getting down the line there. Your first instinct is, fuck, I got to go stretch. I got to get out there a mile. But then you're susceptible to a high throw like that.
Right.
So he was patient enough there, saw the ball first. I always tell my youth team, you got to see the ball first and then go get it. If he stretches too soon, that ball might be over his head and we might see a whole different ball game here. But because Michael Busch waited there patiently, he was able to go up instead of out. Game changer, man. Another defensive play.
And I'll put the focus more on the Padres right now, just because we'll talk some more Cubs, and PCA makes the adjustment in his stance, which was really cool to see.
Yeah.
But for the Padres, and what's going to be talked about a lot this postseason, 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position in Game 3. They were 1 for 11 in Game 2. So many more opportunities, you could say, than the Cubbies, but in the big game, again, they kind of just couldn't get it done on offense, which, hey, man, the stats partially told us this, at least home run-wise. And we thought, I don't know, the playoffs will come and Tatis will be there. Tatis wasn't there. Machado arrives. Tatis
one swing,
0 for 11. Tatis strikes out 3 times. And let's be honest, if a couple of those at-bats change, we'd be saying, Padres, the Brewers don't want to see them coming. We're not talking about them again.
Yeah, though that group of guys you just talked about, they had to step up. They had to lead the offense, and they didn't. Besides the Manny Machado homer there against Shota, other than that, that's the key for them, and they did not get the job done.
Cubs, 78.6% of games they score first, they win. So there's a little analytics for you.
I think the overall number, I've done this on a Twins broadcast, is 66%.
Yeah, that's decent. Also, Trev, for our future analytics department, I think teams that go starting pitcher to the closer this playoffs are 3-0. So we should just, when we take over the Rockies, when we take over the Rocks, we'll just add that to our binder. Trev, I guess whatever Yankees, Red Sox thoughts you have, I did a recap episode with John Boy and Joe's. I'd go check it out if you like seeing giddy Yankee fans. Most people don't. I guess it's Cam Schlittler, Trev.
It is, and I'm half joking about just hating on the Yankees. I appreciate good baseball. They played good baseball last night. Cam Schlittler was incredible, and I'm more so just mad that 7th rounder. I know he at the time when they drafted him was low 9s guy, and now all of a sudden he's throwing 100. So your arm farm or velo farm, whatever the hell they call it's got to get a lot of credit for this outing right here. My goodness. But he looked like he just looked locked in, man. And for a rookie to be able to do that in a winner-go-home game against Boston when everyone's counting on you, and not just give him 5, like to go as deep as he did, hand the ball off to the closer, that's just – he's a stud, man.
Yeah,
stud.
I put him in the pitchers. What do you do? He's 6'6". His velo jumped like 5 miles per hour. And look how composed he was and how easy throwing he is. That where pitching is right now, he was kind of 4-seam only. He added a sinker, which was his most thrown pitch in this game. He has a curveball. He has a cutter. Those have developed. That this was his most strikeouts at any level this year.
Yes.
In a do-or-die game against the Boston Red Sox, a Massachusetts kid. He went to Northeastern.
Yeah.
I used to go up and get drunk at Northeastern twice a month because my buddy Big Evan went to school there. Good time. That's analytics. It's analytics.
Shout out Big Ev.
Shout out Big Ev. Good guy. Good for the house.
Okay, shout out Big Ev. Yeah, I mean, look, he is the story of the game, obviously. Aaron Judge singling a lot in this series. I think that's fine. Like, I'm not going to pick on the guy for these putting together good at bats. That's going to turn into something. He loves hitting in Toronto. It wouldn't surprise me if Judge took that series over and just started hitting bombs. And I think the Yankees obviously would welcome that. I don't know if they absolutely need that, but if Judge gets going, and then you can throw these 3 guys right now in Fried, Rodon, and Schlittler, and you still have Heel, like the Yankees to me are looking more and more appealing as far as advancing deep into the playoffs.
It feels like a better matchup with Toronto, or maybe it's just a longer series. That again, the crochet factor. Judge has really good numbers against Gossman. We'll get into that in a little bit. And for Boston, I think the final thing I'll put out there, I mean, they're missing Roman Anthony. This might be the weakest Boston is in the next 5 years because they have so much young talent on the way. Connolly early, really strong the first time through, kind of gets clipped the second time through. Trev also kind of didn't get clipped the second time through. Yeah. Boston's defense, if the New York Yankees did what Boston's defense did last night, my goodness.
Yeah, there was the Nathaniel Lowe play. I mean, this Bermuda Triangle type thing. That didn't happen once during the Red Sox regular season. Their outfield defense was spectacular.
And Trev, our guy Jimmy made it into the office yesterday. Baby Franklin, a day and a half old. The route Rafaela took, Jimbo brought it up. It's pretty tough. Yeah, pretty tough. A guy
tough to hate on that guy, how great he's played all year. But yeah, this ball in particular, I'm like, come on, like the angle was bad from the get-go as well.
Well, that's they put Romy Gonzalez at second instead of Nick Sogard, who had been a thorn in the Yankees' side, and that Cora built a lineup to go attack the Yankees bullpen and not give lanes. Schlittler to Bednar.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what happened in game 1 with Crochet to Chapman. So Red Sox, I think this is the start of something. Maybe this will fuel the rivalry going forward. And yeah, Little Poppy's feeling pretty good. We're going to be live streaming tomorrow. We're going to be live streaming all the Yankees games. Go make sure you check that out. They are an experience, even if you're not a Yankees fan. Just weird, wild times. Let's get into the Division Series preview. Okay. And it's all brought to you by Nutrafol. Today's episode is sponsored by Nutrafol. There's nothing like the postseason, full of moments we can take our hats off to. That's why Nutrafol is now the official hair growth partner of the MLB. They want to help fans celebrate what's under the hat. Thicker, stronger hair that you can feel confident showing off. Nutrafol, #1 in hair growth supplements in the game. Clinically proven to see results in 3 to 6 months. Nutrafol is all about growth, the kind that takes time, commitment, and consistency. And that's why they love baseball. It's more than just one game. It's showing up day after day, season after season. When you get to the biggest moment, nothing should hold you back. In this postseason, whether you're tipping your cap to a walk-off win, enjoying the game, do it with hair worth celebrating. Visit Nutrafol.com. Take $10 off your first month subscription and join millions seeing thicker, stronger hair. Trev, let's start with the creme de la creme. I mentioned it at the start of these playoffs. It blew my mind that this version of the Dodgers has not faced this version of the Phillies.
You got me into a pickle with that because I said to Chris, I was like, these guys haven't faced off in the postseason. He's like, yeah, of course they have. I'm like, yeah, that's what I thought. But Jake said they haven't.
They haven't?
And you meant this version.
I mean, the Phillies and the Dodgers, Chris Rose.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was like. You just got me all messed up.
Chris Rose will tell you, you're Michael Jack Schmidt.
Oh, dude, he pulled some name out of the hat today. Talking about Cam Schlittler, relayed it to some dude in the 78 where I was like,
you don't remember?
God. I was like, stop, Chris.
Chris, I smoked my first doobie watching Philip Morris.
Philip Morris?
That's a double smoking joke.
It was.
Trev, the Dodgers and the Phillies are teeing it up. It starts in Philadelphia tomorrow. All games start October 4th. My birthday. Happy birthday, Linda Storielli. It's a hot day. Is how other people are looking at it. The Phillies took the season series 4-2. They won both series, one in April, one in September. One in Philly, one in LA. The LA one in September. Trev, again, it drives me nuts that these teams haven't met. 6 all-time postseason series. Yes, the Dodgers won in 77 and 78, and that's what Chris Rose was probably talking about. The Phillies won in 83, 08, and 09. Shohei Ohtani game 1, Chris Sanchez. Stars up and down the lineup, stars up and down the rotation. Where do you start, Coach?
I hope this game goes 5 or the series goes 5. Like I want to see these two teams play. I think it's going to be electric. I want the Bryce Harper, Roki Sasaki ending of a game. I want to see how that goes. The pitching, the Dodgers are going to be able to line up their pitching, which I think helps them a ton because they play Saturday, Monday, and Wednesday, which is just wild. And that helps them out so much. But I expect this, to just be, I'm hoping we get like, this is, well, I hope we get a better series in the World Series. I hope we get better series the whole time through, but I truly believe this might be like the best series of the playoffs.
Yeah. And
I hope Trey Turner is like, how's he looking?
Right.
Need him in there.
Trey Turner banged up. Bo Bichette when we get to Toronto. 2 guys that we've talked about a lot. 2 of the best just hitters in baseball. And Trev, you're right with those off days and what the Dodgers bullpen has been, that they don't have a lot of reliable names right now. Right now, the number 1 guy is probably Roki Sasaki, who let's see if Roberts kind of goes back to that Urias role we've seen in past years, or is he going to be a firm kind of 1-inning closer or game on the line? That's one of the developing stories for them, that, the Dodgers are going to get their bullpen reset every day, but maybe that helps the Phillies as well. We don't know yet. I think the thing that stands out the most for me, and Zach Wheeler being out, obviously a nightmare for the Phillies, but if there's one team that has the starting pitching depth to pick it up, it is the Phillies. I guess maybe the Dodgers have an argument too, the starters they have going, because it looks like they're not Glass now, probably bullpen, because it's, as you mentioned, Ohtani, Snell, Yamamoto, Christopher Sanchez, Ranger Suarez, who I'll dig up his playoff stats because that matters to me, and then baby Jesus Luzardo. All 3 lefties that I guess, okay, I'll Chris Rose you. With these 3 lefty starters for the Phillies, which we haven't seen since 1941, is it more of an onus on the Dodgers lefties or righties bat-wise to affect these guys?
I want to look up some splits real quick. I don't think I've seen Ohtani look bad on lefties, but I'm never going to say, he's going to be neutralized. He's just not. So I think Ohtani fine. I know Freddie's fine against lefties. Muncy to me is the one I want to look up, which I'm going to go do right now.
Yeah.
Is Will Smith going to play? He was on the active roster for the wild card. Is he going to play in this series? I think that means a ton as far as, their kind of roster construction and their lineup construction. I'm getting Muncy up right now.
Yeah, Ohtani, for those at home, his OPS goes down a little over 100 points, like 120 points. So that's Again, for these 3 lefty starters.
So he's like an 880 guy?
890, crazy. I mean, and that's the advantage we're looking for here.
Max Muncy's huge. Okay, I thought he was. So against right-handers, I only did this year, 923 OPS versus righties, 564 versus left-handed pitchers. So does that force Dave Roberts' hand a little bit into making some adjustment?
Interested to find out.
Is Miguel Rojas going to be in there?
I saw Miggy Rowe has good stats against, was it Sanchez? I think he's batting 300 against him. Hey man, I just watched this with the Yankees. On Crochet Day, they were living in fear of who Garrett Crochet is, which Sanchez, as you mentioned, he deserves to be spoken the same way as Crochet this year. That the Yankees threw out their funkiest lineup of the year. It backfired, and it looked like the sky was falling for a couple days. That Dave Roberts and how he sets his lineup and how they want to attack Chris Sanchez, which isn't really a guy you can attack. 32 starts, 202 innings, a 2.5 ERA. That's going to be highlighted. Shohei's 4 for 16. Teoscar is 5 for 12. I think going into this series, Mookie Betts is Mookie Betts. Like, he's going to make plays. You obviously don't want to see him in a big spot. I'm circling Teoscar. You said, the Dodgers lefties are who they are. It's Freddie and Shohei. I think they're going to be slightly limited just because especially with these lefties, they can make it tough on you. Teoscar is the bad man, and we've seen it in the postseason. That I think he's the guy the Phillies are going to have circled as we can't let him beat us.
What about Kike?
Well, what about...
You know what I mean? Like, he's the postseason GOAT for the Dodgers right now. He just finds a way to get it done. The hit that he got in the second game there, the dribbler down the line that just hits the base. Like, that's the stuff that Kike has done in the postseason. But, yeah, this is going to be a great matchup. The Phillies have guys up and down the lineup. They're going to take the ball out of the ballpark. What's Harrison Bader going to do? Is he going to continue his toward pace? Because that helps with the length of their lineup as well. We know that they're going to have some guys at the top, but if you got Bader doing his thing, that changes everything. The matchups I want to see. Fan fiction, H'd up as Cam Schlittler was on the plane last night.
Oh, my God, Cam.
Let's go. Capitalize, baby. This is the time. I'm in for it, Cam. Send those DMs right now.
Cam.
Right now. My God. You know what I would be doing?
Okay.
I got a beautiful wife. Yes. Anyways, listen. Yohan Duran, Shohei Ohtani. Roki Sasaki, Bryce Harper. Like, that's the kind of ball we're going to get in this series. And you don't have to love big name baseball. I don't love it all the time. This is big name, big star baseball. And I'm a little aged up right now.
Yeah.
I might change aged up I'm slid it up.
I don't. Yeah. He, good for Cam. Yeah, you're right. And I think the Phillies, how about the battle? We're going to get lost in these starting pitchers because we should, because they are dudes. I wonder how many of these games come down to the bullpen. And Strom, who's pitching so many big games. D-Rob, who's pitching so many big games. Duran, who feels different about this Phillies team than previous postseasons. Their first playoff outings are going to feel so significant. And maybe, Trev, the advantage here is if these Philly starters can go 6 innings, like we're buying into Roki Sasaki because of the arm talent. And, dude, his legs and arms coming out of the bullpen, put that in our analytics binder.
Everyone's going to have a funky windup. Nope. If clean mechanics, get out of here. We don't want you.
Remember the Rays clock thing from that World Series? Dude, Roki's just got legs and arms everywhere, and here's a hunch. Like, no thank you. On the same side, if the Phillies can just go Sanchez for 6 or 7, Robertson, Strom, Duran, figure it out, Kerkering, like, there's a reason why people love this Phillies team. They have what the formula should be. These are 2 powerhouse teams, Trev, that I guess you're right. It's where you started for baseball fans that aren't fans of these teams. If we get a 5th one of these in Philly, Red October, that's an all-time postseason memory. I wonder who's going to have a chance to step on whose throat. Like, this is such dumb Jake analytics. Every game 4, if a series goes to game 4, has a chance to end. Like, I know that makes the most sense in the world, but every game 4 has a chance to end the series.
Yeah, it'd be a 2-1 series at that point. Yeah.
And that's the math on it. That I don't know, dude. I'm excited. I'm too excited.
2 quick things before we move on. Can't wait to see Duran's warm-up video at Citizens Bank Park. That's going to be electric. And then 2,
your fingerprints all over the series.
Yeah. Oh God. 2, do the Dodgers make one for Roki Sasaki? Like, they got to. If he's coming in to close out a game at Dodger Stadium, like, we need an entrance.
Yeah, Dodgers fans, let us know.
Oh, I also saw this put this in our analytical binder.
Yeah.
We need this one. I saw this online. I want to credit the person who said it. Don't know who said it. Pinch hitters need to have entrances like closers.
Yes.
Oh, he's pinch hitting? Lights down. The bad man's coming to the plate. Probably going to strike out. But doesn't matter. You get a cool entrance.
I mean, we're going to get there, right? Like,
we have to.
Savannah Bananas, even when just players come up, if we got control of the lights, like, I don't know, a little WWE in this. Judge does something that people hate this. Judge has his walk-up song, and then after the first pitch, he has the same music play. I think it's Travis Scott.
You're right. I hate it.
Anyways, hey, Dodgers, Phillies. I can't believe these teams haven't played. Let's see what goes on with Will Smith. You're right. That should matter a lot. Walker Buehler.
Yeah. Pitching
for the Phillies. He's looked the best he's looked all season. That is a fun storyline. Phillies 13-5 at home in the postseason since 2022, 7-9 on the road. Shohei starting game 1. Like, I don't know, people. If you don't want this, I don't think you want anything in baseball. Trev, cause it's Friday, let's stay in the National League and let's keep it. Oh, Trev, I know you're a Cali guy, but you are the Midwest's guy.
Yeah.
You represent them.
Yeah.
You've seen what a rivalry looks like between those nice people that enjoy their lakes during the summer. But when this time of year comes around, the Brewers versus the Cubs, separated by what? An hour and a half driving? Hour 15?
Something like that. Enough where if you play against those two teams, you bus it between the two cities.
And they're bussing it. And the Brewers' former manager, Craig Counsell, who took the pay raise to go to the Chicago Cubbies against his former team, and Pat Murphy, who I'm assuming is the manager of the year, who has taken baseball by storm. Did you see his press conference where there was new media members and he made them introduce themselves?
Absolute power move.
Absolutely.
And the one guy's like, you know me. He's like, what's your name?
Yeah. And then he was like, oh yeah, I know you. And that part I think kind of backfired on Pat. And just everything here. The Brewers with that Midwest disdain for the Cubbies. Say, yeah, go trade for Kyle Tucker. Go sign Dansby. Knock yourselves out. We're just going to do our thing and have the best record in baseball this season. And here come the Cubbies having survived. The Brewers have never won an NL pennant. The first time ever the Cubs and the beer makers are linking up in October. This is going to be electric.
How is all of this possible? Are you joking with that one too?
No. Well, Dalton makes the sheets and I just read it. I go Anchorman. But dude, they used to dodge divisional playoff games.
Yeah.
I think both of these teams have sneaky, not great playoff histories. Like the Brewers used to be in the AL, and with the different formats, yes, a lot of these teams haven't had the opportunity to lock horns that the first winner of this series will be the NL Central team to get to the NLCS since 2019, baby. Let's go Central. Where do you start, Trev?
I think these two teams are so evenly matched. I mean, season series for the Cubs, 7-6. They kind of play the same way, Jake. Like, they're going to be defense oriented, run prevention teams. Both teams at times, can go on a little bit offensive outbursts. The Cubs overall on the season, much more slug than the Brewers, more homers. So I think the Brewers are going to have to find some of that, excuse me, to have success in this series. Again, this is another one of those Saturday, Monday, Wednesday situations. So like the Cubs will be able to kind of realign their pitching. I don't think starting pitching necessarily will be the strong suit here, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe that kind of changes, because it looks like the Brewers are going Freddie to maybe Priester, and then we'll see what they do after that. I keep forgetting that Woodruff got hurt, and that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough for him to just like fight his way back, and then right before the best part of baseball, you're out again. That's obviously going to impact the series a ton. I don't have a lean in this one, like almost at all. I think this is going to come down to somebody taking the extra base. One thing to look for, me and Chris have been talking about this quite a bit, is Andrew Kittredge. They use him in a variety of different ways. Pitched in all 3 games, opened 1 game, closed 1 game, but he's so slow to the plate, like against the Brewers. Like, they are just going to run, man.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to run. So keep an eye out for that when he's in the game. But I expect good baseball. I expect hit and runs. I expect bunting, first and third bunts. It's going to be a different brand of baseball than we just talked about with Phillies Dodgers. That's going to be a slugfest, strikeout slug. This one's going to be ball and play, defensive oriented, and I like both aspects of it. But again, for me, like, I'm looking at the rosters, looking at everything. I don't have a lead. I don't know if you do or not.
Yeah, I think this series is going to be the test of this playoff system. Like, the Cubs coming off playing 3 tough playoff games, getting 1 off day, and now they're back in it. And like Happer and some of the Cubs players that had rough series, you get another series. You get another playoff series of baseball that you get a chance to contribute, while the Brewers are going to be stepping into playoff baseball. And how do those early at-bats look? Do they look Brewers-y? Are they in full pest mode? Are there a couple lost at-bats? Because these guys haven't played a competitive game in a week, which I should mention for the Phillies as well, and every team that didn't play in the wild card that interested as this format evolves. We hadn't seen the wild card series go 3 games, really, and we had 3 of them this time. So, the 2 1 seeds advanced last year after their bye week, essentially. So let's see how much of a factor, if there's any feel to that going on. And I guess, Trev, people might have even turned off the show when I said each game 4 is an elimination game, because they're like, what the hell was that little guy? I guess for me, in the first 2 games, if you split, if you break them, which, like, I don't know, Phillies, Dodgers, you don't think the Dodgers could win one of those games? That if you have a game 4 where you're up 2-1, and you are the 2 lower seeds here, the Los Angeles Dodgers or the Chicago Cubs, the amount of pressure that is on the other team in that series while you currently have home field advantage, that's just a lot in a 5-game set that you almost can't put yourself in that position, and that puts a lot of pressure on Milwaukee to win these first 2 games in Milwaukee, and that's tough. That's really hard. If any team can do it, they can do it. They have been the best team, not start to finish, but May to finish in baseball this year. And they have Freddie P lined up, who he should probably be mentioned with all the aces in baseball. He had a 2.7 this year in 176 innings. Some Cubbies have really tough numbers against him. Ian Happ, 2 for 32. Seiya Suzuki, 3 for 23. Dansby, 2 for 20. I think both of these teams have premier pitching, which we just saw against the Padres. We saw in the bookends of Yankees Red Sox that I guess with another divisional matchup, like we talked about with Gaddis and overseeing relievers, who does that line up with worse? Who's seeing the same relievers the same amount? The Cubs feel like their A crew right now is Kittredge, Palencia, and Keller. The Brewers,
I don't know after last night.
Right? Well, that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah.
the Padres got another look at Keller that I think this series is going to drag on, and kind of whoever's bullpen gets exposed, I think loses the series. And I don't know which side that is. I would lean the Cubbies just because they've already had to use their guys.
Who's starting for the Cubs? Is it Rhea?
Game one, they haven't announced it yet. It's looking like Ray or Assad.
Ray, yeah.
I know. It just looks like it should be
I
said
fuck it up
Ray.
every time.
Like that's on. I don't want to say that's on Colin and his family, but like we shouldn't have to wear that.
It's not. That's my bad.
I'm
Colin.
guessing they're going to open with a reliever and give it to either one of those guys. We've already seen that. I don't know who that is.
And Mizorowski probably in the pen. It's seeming like he had a 6 ERA past August. So maybe they just freaking flip it and Pat Murphy goes, "You're starting, kid." I don't know. Is that a possibility?
Nothing's off the table for Pat Murphy, as we well know. Quintana, we think, is trying to come back from injury. There's a chance he could get the pill. And Trev, with this weird layout, like, we've talked so much about the starting pitcher kicking to the bullpen, and we've seen Game 3 starters come out of the bullpen. Patrick Corbin in Game 1, like with the double off day. You could easily see that, and maybe that's Mizorowski. And if I'm the Brewers, I want to find out what I've got in Mizorowski this postseason, because he could be our number one weapon or he could be unusable. But that's also, do you want to find that out in Game 1?
Yeah.
I don't know.
This one's going to be good. We talked about how, like, Tigers, Guardians, we said, oh, that's like those two teams playing each other. It's going to be highly contested. Don't know who's going to win. I feel the same way about these two teams.
And this is an elevated version of that. Like there's a lot of really good talent on the field. And
yes,
this is if we're being honest, this is the year we're going to lock in our opinions on Brewers ball. If the Brewers don't get past the Cubs here, we're going to say there's something missing from their formula, and we're going to try to figure out what that is. And is it home runs? Is it simple as that? Because that's the only thing the Brewers don't really have on this team. And maybe they get the homer ball because they still have Yelich. They still have Contreras. Reeser floating around somewhere here against his former team. Sign me up. The NL series, I think talent-wise, drama-wise, are about as good as we can ask for.
Agreed.
Let's go to the American League, and it's brought to you by our friends at the DraftKings Sportsbook. This episode is sponsored by DraftKings. NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one, because at the DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in first TD scores, anytime TD props, live in-game props, and DraftKings is giving you a deal. If you bet just $5 and your bet wins, get $200 in bonus bets instantly. How do you like that? Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code JAMBASEBALL. That's code JAMBASEBALL to turn $5 into $200 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Trev, let's go out west, bro. Because the Seattle Mariners are hosting the Detroit Tigers with a chance to go to the ALCS for the first time since 2001. The Mariners took both regular season, they did not. They lost they lost the March-April set to the Tigers, where they won 2 out of 3. The Mariners swept in Detroit in July, where they put up big run totals. The Tigers are going to return home for game 3. They haven't won a home game at that point in 31 days. Something to watch. Will Brian Wu, what's his availability in this series after putting together one of the more fun seasons? And Cal Raleigh, his 60-homer season. These Mariners on the national stage with home field. We know their playoff history or lack thereof. Is that where it begins?
I think. Let me see where I'm at.
Okay.
I was interested to see if Scoobs starts game 1, because that would mean he could pitch twice. Can he still pitch twice in this series? Because it seems like he's confirmed for game 2.
It's confirmed for game 2. He would be short rest for game 1. I think with the off day, it seems like they're going to.
He could pitch for game 5 as well.
Yeah, I think so. I think if you pitch,
it's the 5th and then the 10th of October. That's like the biggest storyline to me, dude. If you get it to game 5 and you got Scoobs, that changes everything. They got to get it there. They got to hit. They got to try to keep up with the Seattle offense. The problem that we've talked about with the Tigers as they get into these longer sets is, do you have enough starting pitching? Do you have to just wear your bullpen out day after day? The off days definitely help that. Although they have less off days than the other series because they're going Saturday, Sunday, then they're going Tuesday, Wednesday.
The NL has the extra off days to stagger, getting games every night, which kind of makes sense, but it's a weird format.
That would help them a ton. Jack looked pretty good yesterday, and same with Mize. So maybe we're just talking and it doesn't mean anything. Maybe those guys step up. But I think the Mariners are a significantly better team than the Tigers right now. I do.
They are, the talent-wise, they absolutely are. I was talking with some Yankees people in the office who, again, since now that the Yankees survived the wild card, it's okay. How do we win the World Series? And the Mariners feel like the biggest, baddest wolf, or at least equal to Toronto. The very similar talent on those teams. That Seattle, there's just, each of those teams don't have the most playoff history. Seattle, Randy is the best to ever do it in the postseason. Cal hit 60. Julio turned it on. Naylor's a postseason dog. Suarez almost hit 50 this year. I've always loved your guy, Jorge Polanco. JP Crawford, your fingerprints are all over this team. That, for me, I'm very interested for game 1 because a bullpen day can work. It can also not. And these Seattle Mariners haven't had playoff at-bats in a week, and you might not see the same guy twice. That if the Tigers can somehow snake game 1, and now here's Scooble. Now here's Scooble game 2 in Seattle. Do you start feeling those ghosts of last year? Ichiro playing in your guys' pickup game. Does that go from fun to what the hell were we doing? I'm not doing that. I think it's fucking awesome.
It's awesome. By the way, what did he go? Did we have his stats?
Also, throw him in the corner for a game in this series because I think he could still actually do it.
Why don't we have video of his at-bats? Are they out there on the internet?
I don't know. Here's him probably throwing some out. You're not advancing on that arm.
He looks like he's still
amazing.
playing.
He looks so much better than me. And by the way, if you're someone wondering about, I'm fully going against this playoff format with Jim. I know he's been leading the charge. The fact that if you're a home team, you have to play sim games, it's ridiculous. Like, what if one fastball gets away? Like, the fact that we're doing that is nuts. Anyways, for me, it's, do we get a competitive game 1? Because you have the bad man on the mound. Analytics are 3-0 when starters hand the ball to the closer this postseason. That they have Scooble lined up for 2-5. If you're Seattle, how about this? You cannot let game 5 happen.
100%.
You cannot
100%. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. You've made a good point now about game 1, and now I'm freaked out for the Mariners.
Well, it's the other part of this format that
Skubal's just the bad man. He's the freaking guy, dude.
I'm still processing, and I don't know if it makes sense because baseball is played worse when you play tight and under pressure. That the Tigers, just having survived a collapse against a division rival, they're coming into game one with, let's just be completely honest. The Tigers are coming into game one like, hey, if we lose, we lose. We don't have a pitcher. We don't have a pitcher for 4 innings we believe
Where's
in.
Cater? Where's my guy?
He might be the guy. He wasn't on the wild card roster. He could be the guy here that if you're the Tigers, you say, hey, we got Skubal game 2. If we somehow, hey, take some big hacks. If we go up 3-0, who knows? We could walk out of Seattle with 2 wins. That you're insured a game 5 with Skubal on the mound back in Seattle. That, hey, the series can obviously go the other way. It's baseball. Seattle should sweep this series. IMO.
No. You can't say sweep when they got Skubal thrown against you. They shouldn't sweep this series.
What
if
if
they are the better overall team?
What if I told you?
About that.
What if I told you Tarek Skubal, his 2 starts against Seattle this year, 5.2, 3 earned runs, 5 innings, 4 earned runs.
What if I told you that none of that matters?
It doesn't, right?
I think in the playoffs with the pressure, I don't consider those numbers. And I do for other people. So I'll say that's a double standard for me. I would consider them for other people. Tarek Skubal to me just seems different.
You're not wrong. I guess.
But also, I think we've been talking so much about the Tigers and what they have to do to win. I mean, the Mariners are set up. They have the better offense. They have some damn good starting pitchers going as well. I mean, Logan Gilbert, who's possibly going to start game 1. We think he's going to start game 1. We don't know.
Interesting.
He has good numbers against Detroit as well this year. So the Mariners have the recipe. I agree that, the talk will be don't let it go to game 5 if you don't lose game 1 essentially. But in my mind, the Mariners they are the better team.
Yeah, in Seattle, I still don't think they've announced it yet. I don't know. It could be Luis Castillo. It could be Kirby. It could be Gilbert. And that, now that the fact that hasn't been decided, I feel like that's something that could be overanalyzed for way too long when they're all fantastic options. But I don't know. That would make me, if I'm a Mariners fan, I would love to know who's getting the pill in game 1, even though they're all good options. And you're absolutely right, Trev. I was pretty critical of some of the hitters and at-bats in the Cleveland-Detroit series, that this Seattle pitching and what it's been, that could easily be the storyline.
We are going to get a lot of Kerry Carpenter because they're right-handed there. So it's an easy one for Hinch. And then if, lefty comes in late in the game, he's got Jones and whoever needs to go. I think that's it. The Tigers need offense, and having Kerry Carpenter in there for all of the games is going to be a big plus for them. Javi Baez looked really good in the series. Does he continue? That'll be a big boost. They just need more length in that lineup, and I think that'll be the story of the series is can the Tigers get enough offense up and down to keep up with what I think is going to be a pretty potent Mariners offense.
I agree. And again, different economies of scale here, but that's kind of the wide scouting report of this series feels like Dodgers Reds going in. It's like, they can pitch with them, but they can't hit with them. Now, the Dodgers high-end guys are unmatched, and Tito made some interesting pitching decisions. I'm also interested to see how Seattle's bullpen reacts to this. Tigers, we've seen them in the postseason. These guys have been in the moment. We just complimented Will Vest again for pitching and fielding. Senor Smoke, who has an argument for best closer in ball, Andres Munoz, I obviously believe. I'm interested in Matt Brash and Gabe Spire, 2 guys that had massive years. Spire, the lefty, that will probably be the first guy out of the bullpen in a lot of these games to come in for Kerry Carpenter or whoever whoever's contributing for those Tigers. Let's see it on this stage, and let's see how pitching chaos. Are we going to be talking Hinch Wilson?
Say Emerson Hancock's name.
Emerson Hancock. Hey. he's the one who's next in line of those Mariners pitchers. Can he put together a postseason? Gonna be fun to find out. In Seattle, don't let the pressure go on you guys, because there's a lot of history, and you're playing an 85 win team with nothing to lose. Nothing to lose. Did they get 86? I want to respect the Tigers. Anyways, the final series, Coach Trev.
Do you want the standings? You know I got the standings.
They won 87. I'm sorry, Detroit.
I was going to say.
I'm sorry. The Guards got to 88. How do you like that? Don't let Skubal pitch in Game 5.
Now you got me fixated. Don't lose Game 1.
Yeah, man. I mean, dude, I'm a big house money guy. I'm a big free bet. That's what Detroit has.
Oh my gosh, I'm on Baseball Reference. Blondie Purcell.
Ooh, like that. Chris Rose's Blondie Purcell. Trev, the final series. Oh, you guys only talk about the Yankees. Yankees, Blue Jays. Sorry to Blue Jays fans that they'll be last. I won't apologize to either fan base for our JM Slashline collection. It's the time of year where you should be getting your team's merch. And our team has been doing an awesome job. We had a massive day yesterday, and all different fan bases checking out our Slashline collection, where we have something from your favorite team, your favorite player, or your favorite moment. Click the link in the description. Shop your favorite gear from the John Boy Media store. Click here. Shop today. Shop.johnboymedia.com.
Blondie Purcell, outfielder, pitcher, third baseman. I would have ranked this guy 5'9", 159. Bring it, little fella. Bring it over to my plate.
You can come get it, Blondie Purcell.
13 homers and 4,500 ABs. Played in 1890.
1890. What was life?
I would have knocked you out, Blondie.
I don't speak too confidently. I think I would have given Blondie Purcell the business. Don't leave
That's a picture of him?
Don't leave it. Don't leave it middle in, BP. Trev, the Toronto Blue Jays, the 1 seed in the American League, the best record at home this year, a rowdy Rogers Center playoff environment. It's hockey in there. Beer cans galore as the Blue Jays are set to host their divisional rival, New York Yankees. It should be Kevin Gausman Game 1, Shane Bieber potentially Game 2. The Blue Jays handled their business well against the New York Yankees this season. Yankees were 1-6 in Toronto this year. Blue Jays would be their first ALCS trip since 2016. Bo Bichette, obviously a storyline of this series. We're thinking unlikely to play. I'm interested to see, is he on the roster? Could he be a pinch hit option? Toronto has some interesting but potentially fun pitching decisions to be made, while New York has been lined up, not necessarily in a good way, from their wild card series against Boston.
It's going to be an interesting one, Coach. I feel like the Yankees kind of have all the momentum in the world right now. They're really feeling good about where they're at. I mentioned Judge, good at bats. What's he going to do with Rogers Centers? Because he's done great there. And interesting because the Yankees are a really good road team, but didn't play well in Toronto.
Oh.
What does that mean for the series? I don't think it means anything, but I like to say stuff that sounds like it means something.
Right. Could mean something.
Does it mean anything? I never was like, man, you know what? There's places where you go and you don't feel good as a hitter.
Right.
But that doesn't necessarily mean anything for your team. I don't know, man. I think this will be the biggest test of layoff and a team coming in hot.
Okay.
Like the Yankees, didn't need this last year. So now they have to go battle tested Yankees. Kind of scary if we're being honest. And Toronto kind of sitting there. I think the lack of Bo Bichette or having Bo Bichette in the lineup does mean a ton.
Yes.
But it's two kind of contrasting styles of play, I would say, between the Blue Jays and the Yankees, where the Blue Jays, we talked about the Cubs and what defense has meant to them in their series. The Blue Jays probably have a better defense than the Cubs do. So that's going to be, I think, something we'll focus on. Yankees made some plays in that series coming into this one. So they got to continue to do that. They got to continue to catch the ball because Toronto's going to put the ball in play. This one to me seems like who hits the big homer. And that's scary, I think, for Toronto, if that's what it's going to come down to. I think the Yankees have more guys that can do that. But, Toronto, no slouch in there as well. So this one, it's going to be a really good series. The Yankees are going to get to line up their pitching too, which is, now that we've seen Schlittler on this big stage, it's kind of scary. But two pretty evenly matched teams. I know the Blue Jays had their number during the regular season, but I just don't think that matters right now.
Yeah, the series that actually ended up deciding the AL East this year, Toronto swept 4 against the Yankees in Toronto this year. It was a different Yankees team. Like DJ LeMahieu was playing third base. David Bednar was not on the team. Cam Schlittler didn't exist as a major leaguer yet. So that is different. Alejandro Kirk, who had been slumping, has the massive game to send them into the postseason. George Springer with an MVP vote getting season out of them. Vladdy hasn't had the power back going on recently. Let's see what that looks like. He does love playing the New York Yankees, and there's a lot of Yankees that love hitting in the Rogers Center. Judge has some of his best numbers in the Rogers Center. They both have good numbers against Gossman. This is going to be nasty, man. The Blue Jays have a couple lefties they like, that all right-handed starting pitchers. So, again, expect a lot of Brandon Little, Mason Fluharty to be the first guys out of the bullpen to match up against the Yankees in a big spot. How will the Yankees deploy their righties off the bench? Paul Goldschmidt. That dude is a dog versus lefties and like a Hall of Famer. Ahmed Rosario has got some great versus lefty splits. So it's going to be a very interesting game of chicken. And Trevor, if I'm being honest, where Yankee fans are feeling pretty good right now, Game 1, similar to Detroit, it's Luis Gil, who has become forgotten after winning.
He's a pretty good pitcher.
AL Rookie of the Year. His last start against Toronto, I believe, was 6 innings, 1 earned run. He's there, okay, Game 1, let's see what we can put together. Games 2, 3, 4. If it gets to 4, hey, Toronto, all right. Games 2, 3, 4 would be Max Fried, Game 2 in Toronto, Rodon at home at the stadium, and then that Game 4 that I've been emphasizing would be Cam Schlittler's return to the bump on the same bump that he just eliminated the Boston Red Sox. So if you're the Toronto Blue Jays, you really don't want Game 4 to be an elimination game because you just saw what happened there. And Alex Cora said they had to be perfect against that guy because he was perfect. The other spin zone, I'll knock my Yankees down a little bit. That's glass half full, glass half empty. The Yankees didn't have the homer ball. Like, the Yankees' game-winning inning was the ball off Rafaela's glove, the ball off Lowe's glove. They won this Game 2 off of Duran's glove. So the Yankees have not been bopping, which if you're glass half full, they're about to start bopping. If you're glass half empty, it's like, well, they kind of haven't done much this October.
On a similar note, I mean, I think this one, the Blue Jays have shown that they got guys that can, come up big, up and down the lineup, and that's kind of had been their MO this season. Guys contributing, but I think they go as far as Vladdy takes them, and that's obviously not a hot take. He's the middle of the order bat there. 592 OPS over his last 21 games to end the season. Didn't hit a homer, but he's been crushing the Yankees. And I think that does matter. Sometimes you just feel good against a team. I got the slash line last 22 games. You want to hear it? It's not good.
I know.
For you.
I know.
414, 485, 724.
That's good.
Over his last 22 against the Yankees. If he shows up in a big way, that's going to make the difference for the Blue Jays. Great. And that, analyzing.
Yeah. Vlad Guerrero could matter in this series. Great stuff. Let's and I said this with Milwaukee, and I said, to be fair to myself, I said if your team is out and you're rooting for two teams this postseason, it should be Milwaukee and Toronto for the style of baseball they play. Let's see if that baseball shows up, because God, they ruin pitch counts and they give themselves another chance in at bats. That it's it's just a grind that every inning, you never felt like you got a clean inning. And with the way we've seen exposing your bullpen, the Yankees still do not believe in the depths of their bullpen at all. David Bednar has been pitching a lot. That if they can expose that Yankees bullpen continuously, the further the series that goes on, I think that starts to lean Toronto. And hey, as I've been saying with everyone, home field advantage in Game 5, that should matter in sports. That if the New York Yankees have a chance to close it out in the Bronx and they don't, and they have to go to Toronto for a Game 5 with what fan base has and the vigor they have against the New York Yankees, that is going to be an all-time environment.
Can they pull the red jerseys out, you think? Are they allowed to?
I don't know. I think the red is only for Canada. I mean, they could do whatever they want.
Do whatever you want.
Trev, you know the key. If one starting pitcher says something, you can wear, hey, let's play in shorts today. Oh, okay. Well, the starter wants it. There's no rules. How are there no rules?
I had a great thought and just messed it up, man.
Damn it, Trev. Blue Jays have pitching decisions to make. Scherzer, Chris Bassett is likely to come back. Let's see how they navigate that. Okay, heart just dropped again. The excitement from Boston just left.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I think we got some really, really good matchups in the DS. We really do.
Oh, God. I said this at the start. I didn't give them a... Blue Jays took the season series 8-5.
Yes.
And again, we're dominant in Toronto, so that could be the difference. And a reminder, these two teams tied with 94 wins, that if it does come down to home field in Toronto, the Yanks are going to be kicking themselves in the butt for a lot of games they let off the table earlier this year, including against the Blue Jays.
They're Blue Jays looking for their first victory since Game 4 of the 2016 ALCS. People forget they got swept by the Twins.
People forget that. Not us. Not you.
That's it. Not me helping Joe Ryan set up his offseason pitching program. Set that up yesterday.
I spent a little bit watching that Joe Ryan death slider he threw in April. I think our guy Pitch Ninja had it as his best pitch of the year. He
loves Joe Ryan.
It was wind dated, which you don't get to say about a lot of pitches, but it really was. It's the grossest slider I think I've ever seen. Okay, so we got our Twins talking right at the buzzer.
We needed it. David Popkins, former Twins hitting coach.
Coach, I guess anything else you need to get off your chest?
I'm excited for some ball, baby.
Yeah, I am too.
4 more games tomorrow. I'll probably be barbecuing tomorrow.
And we're going live after tomorrow, a little live producing.
We'll be live tomorrow night. It's going to be a long day for us again.
It's one of the last grindy days of the year. We'll be streaming Yankees, Blue Jays, Milwaukee, Chicago kicks it off at 2, Yanks, Jays at 4, Dodgers, Phillies at 6:38, and then Detroit, Seattle, 8:38. Buckle up. Can't wait to see you guys. Thank you to Bobby Golfs, Rob Scirocco, producing his buns off, Coach Trev, and thank you guys. Like and subscribe. Share with a friend.
Jake sucks.
People forget Randy Arozarena is the best to ever do it.
I could have been a postseason hero. It would have been me, Randy Arozarena, toe-to-toe.
Bring in that lefty out of the bullpen. See what happens. Bring in the lefty for Mauer. See what happens after.
Base it up the middle by Joe Mauer.
Plouffe double play ball.